I want to talk to you about my best friend. You know who my best friend is. I don't have to tell you. You guys know who my best friend is. I got these new glasses. I don't know if I like them, but I'm wearing them. What do you guys think? So something's come over me lately that I think is so interesting. I feel such a desire to walk in love. Almost like a supernatural desire to walk in love towards my fellow man. I mean, I'm just going out of my way. This is something that, I'm not a bad guy, but this is something that I'm just going a little bit further than what I normally would do. And I took it from the scripture that really grabbed root in my heart. It says, you'll know them by the love that they show to one another. So I'm dealing with people in the marketplace, in my business, my attorneys, everybody, my doctor, Dr. DePippo, my friend, new doctor. What a great doctor, vein doctor, the best in the country. I'm dealing with people, and I'm just walking in this supernatural love. Even when they poke at me, I don't revile back. It's sort of like what we're called to do, and I just forgot the lesson. But God's given me the grace to walk in this love. Then I started to do a new thing. I took out my phone. I got 5,000 friends in my phone, business equipment, 5,600. Can you imagine that? 5,600 people. And every day I would start in the A's and I would scroll down. And I would start calling some of my old friends, my acquaintances, even my enemies, people that owed me money from 10, 15 years ago. I'm calling them up. I'm going to tell you something, not one of them hung out because I hung up. I'm in the right season when I'm doing this. God's telling me to walk in this. And when God tells a man or a woman to do something, then he facilitates the season. So it's not really me. I'm doing it for him. And I'm getting into, from another point of view and another way, I'm getting into the gospel of Jesus Christ. So I got my good friend Sam Mena called me up. Sam was my original boss when I was 17 and 18, and he's really sick. Pray for my friend Sam Mena. He's a real estate broker for 100 years, and I'm exaggerating, but pray for Sam. Pray for him. He's a good friend. He's a good man, and but we connected by phone recently, and he butt dialed me. I said, God, I haven't heard from Sam in 5 years. I said, this is part of the assignment. Even when I didn't want to call them, they called me. I got on the phone and I started preaching the gospel to Sam. And he says, Vic, I believe. I said, Sam, but we got to make sure. And I spent about 20 minutes on the phone with him. And then I run into an old friend, and something happened in our relationship. Here's a man I would pray with 2 hours a day, and the devil broke that prayer meeting up. We did it for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And the devil broke it up one day. He got mad at me, and I got mad at him. And then I run into my friend Lenny Lanudo. And in 20 minutes, we're hugging each other, and we're starting to realize, the devil came in to kill us in that prayer time. But I'm telling you, God, this is an hour. And, I believe God is no respecter of mankind. What he's doing for me, he wants to do it for you. So that's why I'm trying to put a little bait out here. It's time to walk in the love of God. It's time to go do a little bit more than you usually do. It's time to walk with love and then with the preaching of the gospel. I don't want to be sloppy agape. I want to be a man that's on an assignment. It's the love that's going to draw them in. Jesus said, compel them. That's what the scripture said. Compel them, but you can't compel them if you're nasty. So I just sold some customers a lot of plants, right? And I took real good care of them. I gave them a great discount. I liked the people. They were real nice to me. Sometimes when you like somebody and they like you, the business transaction works much easier and better. But more interesting than that, at the end, when they were done, they were paid up. They wanted to hug me and thank me and all that good stuff. I said, guys, do you know Jesus Christ? They said, well, we're Catholics. I said, well, that's not the question. Think about my question. I said, if you were to die today, would you get into heaven? And they're scratching their heads. P.S. Tomorrow they're going to be watching my TV show. hopefully God put a seed in their heart, and tomorrow maybe he puts another seed. My God, guys, start to see yourself as seed planters. Stop trying to always think you're going to catch the fish. God says go out and make disciples out of all mankind. Start making disciples out of people, because we are in a kairos moment. You know, the prophets are not preaching this correctly. The prophets are not speaking. We are in a kairos moment. It was set up by God. He's not the author of confusion, but it's set up by God that we would start to win the multitudes to his name. It's time to win the multitudes to Jesus Christ. It's time to teach them what Jesus came here for and what he wants to accomplish. It's the right timing. It's God's timing. Are you ready? Are you ready?